You're telling me about this, I'll tell you about that. Start talking shit, you walk into another trap.
Welcome to the show. So what's been happening? Theresa May's Brexit plan A didn't work, but luckily she's got a brand new plan.
Theresa May has unveiled her Brexit Plan B, which turned out to be Brexit Plan A after all.
The Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn called it Groundhog Day and said the Prime Minister had failed to come up with anything new.
I'm afraid Plan B looks just like Plan A, and that's not good enough.
For fuck's sake, nothing's changed. She just called it Plan B. You can't change the name and expect different results. Rolf Harris can call himself Super Nanny. You ain't letting him near your kids. If changing your name got you out of trouble, Prince Philip would be like, "Hello, I'm Lewis Hamilton." Now, talking of idiocy, did anyone see how Boris Johnson tried to reassure the nation?
Whatever the doomsters may say about Britain after March the 29th, there will still be Mars bars.
Mars bars for everyone! You watch that and you're like, fuck off, Willy Wanker! Why would we believe you on Mars? We still remember the lie on the double-decker. The whole situation is so depressing. And it's not just the Tories. Instead of backing a second referendum, all Corbyn keeps banging on about is this.
There must be a general election at the earliest opportunity.
We think it's time for a general election. We could well be looking towards a general election, and do you know what? We're ready for it.
No, you're not. He'll definitely lose. That's like me challenging someone to a staring contest. It's crazy. Some people are prepping for Brexit like it's a zombie apocalypse. Look at this. Brexit survival kits costing almost £300 are being sold ahead of the UK leaving the EU. And some people are buying them. Look how much food this lady's hoarding.
I'm not sure that they're ready for what's going to happen at the ports.
Do you think you're being overly cautious?
Does it matter? At the end of the day, I'm being responsible for myself. If I am being overly cautious, I've got food storage that's going to last me 25 years.
She's got enough food to last a quarter of a century.
Screw you, Waitrose! I'll see you in 2044!
She's going to be gutted if Brexit doesn't happen.
Just shit. Got 25 years of pot noodles.
It's such fear-mongering. Look at this quote about the boxes. The idea isn't to profit out of worry, bollocks, but help Britain prepare for troubled times. What if we run out of eggs? What, a chicken's going to go on strike?
What? Eat shit, Britain. You made your choice. Come on, girls, sellotape up your asses.
It's like the world has gone food mad. Over it this morning, one man was shouting at a muffin.
I am in control of you. Yes, Muffin, you've made my life hell for so long. You have been responsible for me not being able to go into the wardrobe to wear the clothes I want to wear. So, Muffin, guess what? I'm the gaffer now, not you.
I hate you blueberry bastard. You're not my real dad.
Now, you're probably thinking, that was the weirdest thing on telly this week. Oh, guess again.
Just look at the... Actually... We naturalists have keen senses of smell. And I can smell Einstein.
E=mc². Moving on, have you seen the latest idea for how we can save the planet?
A so-called planetary health diet requiring a massive shift from meat to vegetable consumption is needed to protect the well-being of future generations and the planet.
In practical terms, it would mean 1 steak a month and 1 egg a week.
1 egg a week. Good job the chickens are on strike. How grim is that? The country's falling apart, but don't worry. Every Wednesday, you can have a tiny omelette. Now, it may save the world, but it seems so joyless. I mean, look at the portion sizes.
The suggested diet allows for an average of just 14 grams of red meat per day. That's a beef burger around 90% smaller than a regular supermarket portion. Daily poultry consumption would be confined to 29 grams, equivalent to 1.5 chicken nuggets. Not like in the sound of this. And fish to 28 grams. That's about 2/3 of a fish finger.
Imagine that in McDonald's.
Can I have 1.5 chicken McNuggets, please? It's tedious.
Mummy, can I have a Happy Meal? No, you can have a depression box. Eat your dust. Tell you what. So what's going to change the bake-off? It's Cake Week! Let's make a gâteau out of cardboard and tears. Mind you, it's not just eating meat that's a problem. Unbelievably, a team of scientists found out most of the world's potatoes are severely depressed. How do they know? A potato's crying. You open a bag and they're like, all around me are my mashed up brothers, chipped up lovers, roasted mother. You people find it funny, I find it really sad. You people call it dinner, but that's my fucking dad. Sad spuds. It's awful, isn't it? You're trying to make chips, they're ringing the Samaritans. I guess I've never been comfortable in my own skin. Fuck off! Just got a bit of a chip on my shoulder. To be honest, the clues were there. So why are they depressed? Well, apparently it's because the spuds are suffering from inbreeding depression, where your genetic makeup gets scrambled by too much inbreeding. That's right, potatoes are depressed because they're banging their cousins. Do you reckon other vegetables are going to come forward with their sob stories? Just to sprout, why does everyone hate me?
People of the world, I am an aubergine. And I'm fed up of going on Instagram and being used to represent a penis. I'm not alone. Tell him, Margaret, tell him. I'm a peach. I'm not an asshole.
Now, it's unlikely, but speaking of horrible inbreeding, the royal family have been in the news. Now, talking of, specifically Prince Philip.
Buckingham Palace has said the Duke of Edinburgh has been involved in a road accident while driving near the Sandringham estate. The spokesman said that Prince Philip, who's 97, wasn't hurt.
It is impossible to say whether the Duke's age could have been a factor.
What do you mean it's impossible? He's 97! Of course it's a factor. He's only 3 years away from getting a telegram from his wife.
Well done, love me.
Of course it's a factor. When he learned to drive, cars were like this. That's him on his driving test. The baffling thing, why is he driving anyway? Like, what's he like? Liz, I'm just off down the co-op to get some scratches.
Get me a Rolo yogurt. I would come and I'm watching Bird Box. There's a bit here where they drive with blindfolds on. It's a bit of a craze. Everyone's doing it.
Are they really? Are they really? An hour later, hello, Liz. There's been an incident. Yeah, good news, I got your Rolo yogurt. Bad news, you're gonna have to lick it off the windscreen. I'm on the news, hello. Gotta go, they're pulling me out the truck. Peace. So, did Prince Philip learn his lesson? What do you think? Prince Philip was spotted driving without a seatbelt 48 hours after a car crash. Fuck him, I own the road. No, your wife does. This is proof that he shouldn't be driving. A, he showed no remorse. And B, how can you drive a modern car without a seatbelt? Think ding, 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 ding. Bloody hell, Big Ben's lost it. Ding, 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 ding. Elsewhere this week, one of the big talking points in the news is the new Gillette ad. Here's a snippet.
We believe in the best in men.
Men need to hold other men accountable.
Smile, sweetie.
Come on.
To say the right thing. To act the right way.
Bro, not cool, not cool. Basically, if you watch the whole ad, it's an ad about being a decent modern man. And what did Piers Morgan think about it? Let's be clear, Gillette now wants every man to take one of their razors and cut off his testicles. Whoa! I must have missed that bit. It's just an ad saying don't be a bully or a sex pest. I think it's brilliant. And do you know why? Any ad that makes Piers Morgan want to castrate himself has to be a good thing. Joey. Go on, Piers. Do it. Go on, Piers, make your point. Lop off your nuts. It would be great. Nobody would be able to take him seriously. Switch on the news. I tell you what I'm annoyed about. Oh, my balls, Susanna. Bloody vegans. In fact, that should be the new ad. Just like snipping his nuts off. Gillette, I've done something I regret. He's such a pointless dinosaur. I mean, who gets upset with an ad that has this in it?
And weighs big
Yo, men, for everyone.
and small.
I am strong. I am strong.
What's he watching? He go, no, she's not. She's a little girl. I'll definitely beat her up. Oh, big man, muscle. What does he want the dad to say? You'll never get paid as much as men. Now make my dinner while Daddy shaves his beard. Because Daddy man. Let's be honest, the only reason Piers likes a close shave is so that Donald Trump won't get a rash on his arsehole. Join me after the break when I'll be talking to one of Britain's best actors, the Hollywood movie star, Will Poulter. Welcome back. Let's talk about freedom of speech. Some people really don't get it. I was at a gig the other day, and this guy was like, I believe in freedom of speech. And I was like, yeah, so does everybody, you thick fuck. And he genuinely went, hey, you can't say that. Freedom of speech means anyone can say what they want, which means anyone can say what they want about what you said. Freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from consequence. I mean, you're well within your rights to shout out someone else's name when you're making love to your girlfriend. But if you don't think at the very least there's going to be a discussion... Did you enjoy that, baby? Not really. Who's Derek? The way people talk about this country is hilarious. You can't say anything. It's like Russia. It's not. Do you know, a lot of comedy in Russia has to be pro-Putin. Imagine that here. Knock, knock. Who's there? Theresa May, and she's brilliant. Freedom of speech in this country is amazing. We're allowed to mock our politicians. I mean, I can go on telly and do this about Boris Johnson.
My genitals are frankly crusty, useless, and disgraceful.
And Boris... And Boris would be within his rights to do this. I want my anus bleached to look like a porn star. I do, but But some people just love to be angry. I heard this thing on the radio the other day saying that Cardiff Met Uni had produced a guide saying what words staff should use to make the place more gender equal, and the callers were losing their shit. They're banning the word fireman. You can't say policeman. It's appalling. It's a disgrace. What next? Postperson Pat and his gender-fluid cat. Bring back Diana. And you're like, calm down. All they're trying to do is create a world where anyone can have any job irrespective of their gender. That has to be a good thing, right? The main argument against this empathy seems to be, oh, what did it be like it was when I was little? And you're like, what? A 3-day week in a telly full of pedos? Why is it? Why is it that kids can evolve and some adults can't? We did it when we were 9. Remember when the teacher came in and said, right, kids, you can't say the words mong, spastic, and retard. And we were like, what? These are our favourite words. How are we going to communicate? What about this? That's gone too. It's going to be a long winter, boys. But what do? We gave them up. Because even as children, we realised they hurt people. Why is it some adults can't do what we did when we were kids? I wanted to be like it was when I was little. There's plenty of things I don't do from my childhood. I don't play with slinkies. I don't make decisions by going ip, dip, dog, shit. I no longer eat my favourite food, mainly because it was called faggots. I remember skipping down the supermarket aisle going, we're going to eat some faggots. We're going to eat some faggots. The point I'm making, we evolve. It's about knowing and being aware of the power of your words. A while back, I worked for the BBC and I did a piece about the Paris attacks where I said that ISIS weren't Muslims, they were terrorists, and the crowd cheered. And then, at the end of the show, the BBC lost their mind. You need to re-record it. You need to say that ISIS aren't devout Muslims. And you're like, are you worried we're going to offend ISIS? What are they going to write in? The points of view. Imagine my horror when I was misrepresented on a late-night satire show. Farouk and I will be cancelling our TV licence. Please excuse my handwriting. I have a hook for a hand. Fuck those traitors to their faith. If they're killing people, the least I can do as a comedian is call them names. That's freedom of speech. And if ISIF gets upset, then fuck them. That's another thing that gets me, swearing. Some people get very upset. It's a sign of a poor vocabulary. That is tripe. That is piffle. That is balderdash. It's poppycock. It's waffle. It's bunkum. I swear, because I come from a working-class family, and I had a dad who was terrible at DIY. By the time I was 8, I'd heard every colour of the rainbow. Every time he put a shelf up, I'd have a different treat for the playground. Seriously, Darren, he called a hammer a fuck monkey. But some people really despise it. I was being lectured to the other day. And she was like, there's never, ever a situation where you should say the C word. And you're like, ah, come on. Have you never watched the news? There was a story the other day. This bloke had a heart attack and another man stole his wallet. And that man is a cunt. He is... He's a big, fat, stinking cunt. To quote my dad when he's building a cupboard. Good one, Dad, he nearly choked on my faggot. And I know there'll be some people watching who will still be furious. You should never use that word, you don't own a vagina. And you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. There's a massive difference between a vagina and a cunt. A vagina would never steal a dying man's wallet. A vagina would never park in a disabled bay. If you're watching a box set with a vagina, it would never skip ahead and watch the next episode without you. I've never seen a vagina wearing Crocs. But if a word comes along that is more powerful than cunt, I will use it. I'm willing to evolve. I'm willing to accept that I may have to say farewell to that special, special word. But there isn't one of them in it. If someone breaks into your nan's house and steals her stuff, they aren't a silly Billy. They aren't a nincompoop. And if someone gets angry because they don't want to say firefighter or police officer or chairperson, then I think they're a bit of a cunt. right. And they are allowed to disagree with me. And that is freedom of speech. Next up, some playground politics. This week, I spoke to the children of the world about philosophy.
Do you know what philosophy is?
No. No clue. Philosophy.
I like the way you said that. It was lovely.
Is it like about scientists trying to get like DNA of old creatures millions of years back and trying to bring them back?
No, it's not. It's sentences that clever people have come up with to explain the meaning of life.
What?
I've got some philosophical quotes here. The only thing I know is that I know nothing.
No, we know something.
Revenge is a dish best served.
An inspiring tomato.
Revenge is a dish best served with an inspiring tomato.
Yes.
What is an inspiring tomato?
It's a tomato that makes you so inspired that you could jump off a cliff and survive.
That is a pretty inspirational tomato, isn't it?
That was just beautiful words, Sammy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was really special. What would be in a revenge dish?
Put salt in someone's tea. Or sugar.
What if they like sugar in the tea?
Yeah. Give them salt.
It is better to be hated for who you are than loved for who you are not.
It's mean I want to be with my love.
Not really. Revenge is a dish best served cold. What does that mean?
Children, and you had to put.
Push the children.
Yes.
Push the children.
You should never, ever, even if you're a kid, or even you're a grown-up, never push people.
Okay. Better the devil you know than the devil...
We're not on catchphrase.
I think, therefore I am.
Whatever.
Oh my God.
In terms of philosophy, do you have like a sentence to give the world as to how you should live?
The world should have a happy life and a happy family, and they should also be treated the same because we're all equal, all different. And it doesn't matter who you are, who you like, but it only matters that you're fair to each other.
What a brilliant answer.
I would say life is full of challenges. That, like climbing a mountain, that's full of challenges. You have, like Mount Everest, you would have to challenge yourself because there's not that much oxygen there.
Yeah.
It'll be freezing.
It would be freezing, yeah. Pack a coat.
Back to way, one over the other.
Tonight's guest is a BAFTA-winning actor who's been lauded as one of the most exciting young British talents in Hollywood.
You don't tell me bears are hiding, then I have no choice but to shoot you and your cat. Do you have any last requests? I'm
Skills.
Will you tell us what the hell's going on?
Tell us what happened. Bit me on my balls. Let me see it. Kenny, let me see it.
I can't feel my bingo.
See that shit? That is your fault right there. Look at it. You don't talk, that's what happens. Look at it.
You choose with the joystick, see? You've got 10 seconds.
Don't worship him. He's the thief of destiny.
You've read Bandersnatch?
Jeremy Davis, visionary.
Wasn't he that bloke who went cuckoo and cut his wife's head off?
That is what people tend to focus on, yes.
Please welcome the brilliant Will Poulter!
Pleasure.
Here it is.
Sat on the news.
Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Not at all, man. Thank you. I'm a fan of the show, so it's cool to be here.
Well, I found this out because I didn't realise, but you used to come and watch Good News
I did, yeah. So I'm one of your like longest-term obsessive fans.
So why didn't you come and say hello?
I
could have been.
Well, the restraining order. There was that. And then you lifted it, so thank you. But no,
But it would have been. I could have been like your weird old mate.
would have given me a lot of street cred, I got to say.
I could have got you booze, fags.
Well, yeah, I was a lot shorter those days, and
we'd have been the same height then. It would have been fine. But genuinely, thank you so much for coming on the show.
No, not at all.
Because I'm genuinely a huge fan, and you've been famous since you were like 13, but you don't seem like you've been corrupted by fame.
You know, I come from a family of medics, largely.
Do you?
Yeah, nearly all my family are in kind of medicine and stuff. So I'm constantly reminded of the fact that my job is literally the least important in the context of my family, and you know, in comparison to a lot of jobs out there. But they would set me straight if ever I kind of went in the wrong direction. I'd like to think.
Yes.
My whole family might think I'm wankers. I don't know.
I doubt they do. I think they're very proud, aren't they?
I hope so.
Did you consider becoming a medic?
My grades kind of decided that wasn't an option. For me, yeah. Academically, I didn't really click at school, and drama and kind of creative subjects are really the only things.
And were you just a natural? Because in Son of Rambo, you're 13 then?
Yeah, 12, 13, yeah.
And you're unbelievable. And did you know when you were doing it, you're like, I got the gift?
To be honest, no.
Right.
Like, only because I think I couldn't have had an easier task in the sense that it was about two young kids making a film during their summer holidays, and me and Bill Milner, who is genuinely fantastic in the movie, were two young kids making a film in their summer holidays. So the acting challenge...
When you put it like that, yeah.
Yeah. It was
pretty difficult to
didn't really do anything.
Yeah. I was going to ask you as well, because you seem to choose your films with real care. It's fair to say you could be in like kind of big sort of popcorny sort of blockbusters, but you seem to do quite artsy indie films. Why is that?
I don't know, in terms of picking roles, I've never tried to sort of discriminate according to genre or size or industry or where it takes place. I've just had a really kind of, you know, fortunate experience of working with some great directors and been able to learn a lot from them, you know.
Are you serious in the films you watch? Do you consume similar films, or do you have any... Like, I often think people that are in kind of like quite heavy films, do you just watch those, or do you like switch on like just popcorn crap?
My guilty pleasure, I love a dance movie.
Do you?
I absolutely love the Step Up movies.
The Step Up movies?
I just love them. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what they are. Explain.
I basically, so just your kind of really like sort of high octane, cheesy dance film.
Yeah.
And, you know, they've got like high stakes battles in car parks, and you'd think that everyone's lives are on the line. Really, it's just who dances better, but I love it. I can't get enough of it.
Why do you think that is? Are you a dancer?
No, I think that's what it is. I think I'm just marvelling at these people who are able to move their bodies in ways that I know I physically can't without breaking something. I think that's what it is.
And that's your guilty choice?
And that's my guilty pleasure, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I love it.
There's a film I really like called Soccer Dog European Cup. Have you ever seen that?
No, but I think I'd love it.
You would?
Yeah.
There's a bit in it where a Labrador does an overhead kick.
Oh, I see.
And
I'm in.
I genuinely... And Beverly Hills Cop Chihuahua, you know?
No, I haven't seen that
Again,
either.
a belter. There's a bit in it where one of the dogs brushes his teeth and he turns to the camera and goes, minty. So, you've worked with DiCaprio, Tom Hardy and Brad Pitt. That's pretty amazing. Do you never have that moment where you're like, fucking hell?
Yeah. No, inside I'm going, fucking hell! Yeah. I have to pretend.
Of course, yeah.
That I'm like professional.
I would like to see that in film. That'd be great. You're being really good and then you just look at us and go,
all to camera.
Yeah.
No, you know, that's crazy for me. Internally, I'm often freaking out.
Right.
And I'm having to kind of bottle, you know, a lot of that. I will say that my first scene shooting with Brad Pitt, I could not have made more of a pig's ear of it if I tried.
Why was that?
I just kept talking complete gibberish, and I was so nervous. And I'm playing a US Marine, and I had to kind of report to him. And I'd stand there, and I'd like, you know, in my eyes, like nail the stance, whatever. And then I just go, and Brad Pitt was looking at me going, and I did several takes of and
what did you have to say?
It wasn't it was I can't even remember now, but it was quite a lot of military jargon that, you know, I'd memorised the hell out of the night before and was certain I was going to deliver, and then I didn't. He said something that will stay with me forever. He just said, "Oh, no worries." He said, "We've only got to get one right." And I was like, "Thanks, Brad Pitt." And
Well, there we go. We only get one right, and he turned to the director. Lose him.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, kill him.
I mean, I guess that path leads us quite neatly into Balderdash. Balderdash? Bandersnatch. Have you... I mean, if that doesn't stay in, nothing does. Have you played Balderdash?
No.
It's a great game. But Bandersnatch, which is fantastic. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it. I don't know if you have. If you haven't, could you explain it to our dear audience here?
Yeah, Bandersnatch is an interactive film that belongs to the kind of Black Mirror family, and it requires audience members and viewers to make choices to kind of direct the narrative. And the central narrative focuses on a young guy trying to develop a video game, and he's trying to base it on a multiple choice or choose your own adventure storybook. And it takes kind of many typically dark Black Mirror twists and turns.
It's brilliant. Have you, I don't know whether to say watched or played.
I don't either, to be honest.
Have you played all of it, do you think?
Yeah, I've kind of experienced, I suppose, 60, 70% of it.
Right.
I particularly enjoy the narrative parts that I'm not in. It gives me an opportunity to just really enjoy it, whereas...
So is that what you do? Just anything with you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Kill me.
Kill it.
Yeah. Straight, yeah. First opportunity.
And I was going to ask you about this, because you came off of Twitter after Bandersnatch.
Yeah.
And why was that?
So, you know, in the statement, what I tried to do without kind of victimising myself or indeed kind of pointing fingers at anyone in particular, I kind of wanted to make the point that this wasn't in relation to Bandersnatch at all, really, and on the contrary, really lucky in that the responses to Bandersnatch and Balderdash were overwhelmingly... I almost said it. Sorry. The response to Bandersnatch was kind of overwhelmingly positive, and I was really lucky in the sense that I don't think I've ever experienced so much warmth and positivity around anything that I'd ever done. Yeah. But unfortunately, such as the way with social media, there are just conversations that don't necessarily relate to the creative side of things, and that weren't necessary for me to kind of be witness to. Like anything we introduce into our lives, social media is something I think we've got to try and kind of understand in the context of our mental health and whether it's actually good for us.
Yeah.
And you know, if someone is excessively positive towards me, I don't carry an inflated sense of myself into the real world. And for the same reason, if someone's really abusive and negative towards me, I try not to allow it to affect my mental health, but it's hard. And
it's funny that, isn't it? That there's something about the human condition that people could say 1,000 nice things to you, and one person could say something nasty, and you go, "They're right. Yeah, that's it."
Yeah.
If you are predisposed to that kind of that swirl downwards, you have to just take a break.
100%. The way I look at it is like if social media is a kind of event or a party that everyone's invited to.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff going on at that party is really fun, and people are treating each other nicely and they're having a good time. Some people are doing stuff at that party that you're not into, and it's totally okay to not go to the party. You can decline the invitation.
I like that. It's a lovely little metaphor. What are you doing instead of the party?
I'm actually really enjoying doing like very kind of offline-y stuff. So I got to about 25 and hadn't read any books that, you know, didn't include things that like popped out of it or anything like that. So I'm reading books with words in them, and some of them no pictures. So I'm finding reading really useful.
That caterpillar is hungry.
He is. He is. He's not going to feed himself.
So you're 26 next week.
Yes.
What you got planned?
I'm so not wild. I literally think I'm just going for lunch with my family.
Do you know what you need?
What's that?
Weird old mate. You and me, motorbike sidecar.
Amazing.
See how many flies you can catch in your teeth. This is living. When I was 26, I'd just been on TV for the first time, and I bought a big sofa. What's been your most extravagant purchase?
I'm kind of I've got a weird sort of shoe fetish.
Have you?
Maybe I don't use that word.
How many pairs you got?
I've got probably upwards of 50, I would say. Which is not like, I mean, that's not too worrying, but arguably quite worrying. I mean, I think it's just weird, the fact that, like, I have as many shoes as I have. And trying to be a little bit less obsessive and spend less time cleaning them and stuff. I often find myself on the tube, and if someone steps on my shoe, I'm like, oh, God, don't worry about it. And the second they turn, I'm like... and I'm, like, absolutely livid, so I need to work on that a bit.
OK.
Yeah.
So what's next?
I did a film last year that's coming out called Midsummer. Okay. And that's directed by Ari Aster, who directed Hereditary. It's a story about a group of students who travel to Sweden as part of their kind of summer holidays / studies, and things slightly kind of go awry. And I guess if you've seen Hereditary, which is quite a dark kind of horror film, you can kind of sort of piece together the sort of direction it goes in.
Are you killed or killer?
I can't say.
I'm going to guess killer.
OK.
But I think you start off as kind, quite a nice fella.
Right.
And then suddenly...
And then suddenly just start dicing people up. You may or may not be right.
And then do you know what happens right at the end?
What happens?
Your old mate rocks up.
Oh.
On his motorbike, went, it's all right, mate, I know a place we can hang out.
Sidecar into the sunset.
And I kidnap you, and you live in my house.
Right, it got scarier.
Thank you very much for coming on. You're absolutely fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful Will Poulter! Join me after the break when John Richardson and I will be learning how to hug. Welcome back to the final part of the show. It's time for Live Forever. This week, John Richardson and I tried to cure our fear of human contact by going to cuddle therapy. The reason I wanted to do this with John is because I can't think of anybody in the world who likes being touched less than you.
You described me once as one hug away from a breakdown. I don't know if you remember that, but it stayed with me. Would I do that? I just can't think of a world in which I would touch someone.
But you've got a daughter.
I think I'm tactile with my daughter.
Yeah.
But then I think maybe I'm not, and maybe a cuddle therapist would say, this is why your daughter will be an alcoholic in 20 years, because you think you're hugging her, whereas actually, even putting the gloves on is weird for a father.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi, great to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm Russell.
Hi. Please have a seat here.
Lovely.
Hi.
This is John.
Rebecca, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Apparently, being touched releases stress. But I can't see that, because surely it adds stress.
Yeah.
If a stranger kind of comes up to you and goes, feel better now, don't you? Like, and it's that, innit? It's just, how are you? You're not happier, are you?
No.
So why do people do this?
It's a very meditative experience, definitely, because when you are cuddled or held, you can close your eyes and completely unwind in your mind and just enjoy the space.
Do you think?
Also, it decreases adrenaline levels in your body, which is the main reason for feeling stressed.
Yeah. My fear is that I'll start crying and something will come out and I can go from crying to fighting very quickly.
Let's do the cuddles now and let's seek some professional help for the sentence. As soon as I cry, I get fighty very quickly.
Right, shall I go first?
Yeah, you go first. I'll go and wait. Good luck.
See ya.
Have a nice.
Thank you, John.
How was that?
I feel like you came out more upset than I did.
For me, the strangest bit about it was the stood-up hug.
Okay, you let me know if you feel comfortable.
Okay.
Obviously take some part. Sure.
All right.
Sure.
So we're hugging like
Yeah,
that,
you can hug.
All fine?
Yeah, that's fine. And you can try to
God,
just
it feels
relax.
weird, doesn't it? Isn't it weird?
Do you mind if I do this, like a little bit stroking in your back?
No.
That's fine?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
That first one was the worst one.
Yeah.
Straight in there.
Stood up.
So, okay, so we hug like this, yeah, cute. And you can close your eyes again.
I was so tense.
Yeah.
My back was aching from keeping my groin at what I felt was a respectful distance during that first hug.
Yeah.
And I never quite recovered from that.
How do you feel? Is this like okay or a little bit uncomfortable?
It's slightly uncomfortable. It's
Slightly
getting
uncomfortable. Okay.
less.
Yeah. Can I squeeze you?
Yeah. Did she make a little noise when she squeezed you tight?
Let's squeeze.
Yeah, is that...
I think if you were cuddled right, you'd get all manner of noises out of you.
I'd have to watch it back.
Yeah,
Shit, did I?
You feel your heart pressed against someone else's. Fuck, that freaked me out. Do you know what I mean?
I was working so much harder than I think you were not to press my gut against her. I could barely breathe anyway.
Well, you're classic fat thin. You look thin.
Oh, yeah.
But you're deceptive.
Oh, yeah. I'm wearing 7 bulldog clips at the moment.
So that means you can go maybe there.
When she sat down legs akimbo, I sat opposite her legs akimbo, and I thought I was supposed to shuffle forward.
Yeah.
Like docking.
Yes.
Actually, opposite around. That way, yes.
Then I was like, oh, good, that's much less awkward. And actually, I quite liked the leaning back because the cushion was there. If you didn't have a cushion, I think that's different.
How are you feeling now?
Yeah, I like this. This is comfortable.
Yeah? I'm glad.
Well, I'm amazed you got a cushion.
Oh,
there was no talk
cushion.
of cushion for me.
About
She
7
just...
or 8 cushions, and she was in a full hazmat suit.
She had the kind of moves that we've both got on dogs. She knew exactly where to touch us. She sees you as a pug, she sees me as a chihuahua, and she knows exactly what these fools need doing.
I instantly relaxed when we started talking more.
If you watch TV, what shows would you watch?
Mostly what I watch is Scandinavian horrific crimes.
No way.
So it's a wonder I trust you at all, to be honest,
Yeah.
given what I've seen other people do.
And if you don't mind, I put my hand over
Yes.
like around here.
The lying down bit, I really enjoyed.
I kind of put my leg here.
Yep.
That's good.
I had her like that in you know, sort of a headlock.
Did you have the arm around the head?
Yeah.
And put your back over there, exactly. And with your head, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And if you feel comfortable, you can stay that way. Or
Where would I
that's
put my
comfortable.
hands?
Your hands, if I can actually.
Probably not like that.
I like how you are kind of appropriated it. You can just, you can put them wherever you feel comfortable. Like there, that's fine, that's fine.
When she put her leg over, like that is a move I've only ever had done in a bed with a woman who has just had an awful time.
It feels like you've got a bum deal there, but luckily I'm wearing deodorant, so it's all fine.
Yeah. I mean, I'm comfortable, but are you
sure?
comfortable?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got so panicked, I started just talking. If you could eat anybody, who would you eat?
Eat anybody?
Yeah.
Are you talking about human beings?
I am, yeah.
Oh
This is all hypothetical.
Do I have to respond to this question?
I'm just saying, otherwise you're going to die.
Yeah.
I pushed her on this. I said, you're on an island.
Who would you eat?
Tom Daly.
Oh.
You tell me he doesn't look delicious. I don't know, on a George Foreman grill.
Got George Foreman on the island, have you? It's starting to look like you've planned this.
So shall we do the closing hug?
Yes.
Yeah?
There we go.
Yep.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
John.
It was nice to meet you.
Thank you, nice to meet you too. How do you
wishes.
feel now? Just to check everything is all right?
I feel more relaxed,
I'm
yeah.
glad.
I definitely feel more relaxed than at the beginning.
Yeah.
So
Have
I
a good
guess it's
day,
right.
John.
And you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
As a man who's uncomfortable with physical contact, feels a bit like a parachute jump, like I'm glad I've done it.
It made me think, if you could be like this in your real life with your loved ones, it would be better.
I will make an effort to be more tactile with my wife, because I think she needs it more than I do. But when she says to me, oh, you're making an effort, what happened? And I say, a Finnish woman touched me up for 45 minutes and I realised I've been neglecting you. We'll probably have a little dip after that, I'll be honest, and then we'll have to claw it back with what I imagine will be some regular marriage therapy.
So weird! Now it's time for good deeds. Now, often in this section, we highlight people who have changed the world in big ways, but sometimes you can change the world by just having the right attitude. This guy is phenomenal.
Are you getting on? Hi, sir, how are you? Good afternoon. I'm Patrick, and I've been dubbed London's happiest bus driver. I'd like to wish you, and yes, I really do mean you, a very, very good day. Our next stop is Pritchard Road. I get a buzz from driving a bus. You know, you've got a little steering wheel that controls the whole bus. You know, the fact that I'm carrying so many people and serving my community. It's just wonderful.
Patrick is a lovely guy, bubbly, laugh always, he never get upset. Anytime Patrick don't come into work, the whole company know it.
Thank you so much, sir. Have a good day. When I was young, I did have it hard. I mean, I fell in with the wrong crowd. I think it's that saying that says, you know, if you stay in a barber shop long enough, you will get a haircut. I was arrested, I went to jail for numerous things. Due to my homelessness and because I had a drug problem at the time, I had a near-death experience. I was held hostage in this house. It was a drug house. I was subjected to violence, I was beaten. They wanted to kill me, they wanted to go and get a knife. And I just thought of my kids and I thought, no, I have to get out of here. I have to live for them. I need to stop using. 6 years ago, I believed what everyone else on the street said, that you can't get a job. They don't want to employ you. But I had this burning desire in me to do something, to be something. It's the decision to change that actually started this joy and happiness. Have a good day, guys. Yes, have a good day.
I work 5 days a week and I see him sometimes 5 days a week, every morning. Good morning. Hello, sir. How are you?
Respect. Thank you, brother, man.
If you're having a bad day, that's the reason to be happy.
It's a miserable rainy day. We're trying to find a way around and it's just made sunshine.
If I could say one thing to the people at home, it's say hi to anyone, smile. It will go a long way.
Lovely fella. Thanks very much for watching the show. Good night, my friends. Good night.